Welcome to class 11 students, and I am Avanti Ghosh. I will be teaching you economics and business studies. Now today in this video you will be doing the first chapter of economics, and the entire portion of this subject will be divided between me and headmistress ma'am, Shreya ma'am. So we will today go into the first chapter of economics, where you have all the basic concepts which are the building blocks for knowing the subject. You don't know, this is a subject introduction, you can say. So chapter 1, definition and subject matter of economics, basically shows you the building blocks for the entire subject. Now, what is economics? What is the definition of economics? So there are many economists who have given its definition, and it is almost like science, because in science everyday new innovations are taking place and it is ever changing. So the definition of economics is also ever changing, because new introduction and new experimentation brings about this change. But if you have to understand in a very short and crisp way what is economics, then this is the definition. Economics is the study of choice, dealing with optimum allocation of resources, given scarcity of resources, and it can be put to alternative uses. Now, just by reading this definition, it becomes very difficult to process, because you don't know the subject. It has never been introduced to you at +10 level. Those who are coming from other school like ICSE or CBSE, they might be introduced to this subject. Now, before going to the definition, for your better understanding, you have to understand something else to make this definition more simple. Suppose if we, in general life, suppose I have 2 to 3 wants. For example, I want to go for a movie. I have exams, so I need the book. I want to buy book. And suppose I want to go to the restaurant with my friends. So what are the 3 things I am talking about? It is my desire or my wish. That means if I have the money, I want these 3 things now: to go for a movie, to go to a restaurant with friends, and I have upcoming exam for which I need to buy a book. So I am talking about 3 of my wants. These are the wants. Now, for satisfying these 3 wants, what do I need? You know, everything I can acquire. If I have the money, I can buy. If I have the money, I can go for a movie, I can go to the restaurant, I can buy a book. So these 3 wants can be satisfied. I can be satisfied if I can fulfill all these 3 wants, and for fulfilling these 3 wants, I need money. But we all have constraint. Money is never plenty with us. We always have some restriction. Suppose money given to us is ₹1000. Now with 1000 rupees, I cannot go for all my 3 wants. I cannot fulfill all my 3 wants. So I have to make a choice. Here comes the main concept. I have to make a choice that out of my 3 wants, which I have to prioritize. If I have exam, upcoming exam, then book should be my priority. So with the money, I should try to first accommodate the purchase of book. Then going for a movie, suppose going for a movie and going to a restaurant with friend, whichever you feel is your priority, you can keep it. Suppose restaurant. And third comes visit to movie. So with my limited money, first I will buy the book. Suppose the book is costing you rupees 600. You still have rupees 400 left. Then you will make a choice which is in your priority list. Suppose with 400, remaining 400, if you want you can go to a restaurant, or if you want you can go for a movie. Suppose restaurant with friend is more interesting for you, so you will spend the rest 400 over here. And what will happen to your third one? You will defer it. Defer means you will postpone it for the next period. Why? Because there is constraint or obligation in your budget. You have less money. So what I said, how I introduced, that there are 3 wants. You have 3 wants. You want a book for your upcoming exam, you want to visit a restaurant with friend, and you also eagerly is waiting to visit for a movie. So out of 3 wants, all the 3 wants can be fulfilled if you have enough money in your pocket. But we always face this budget constraint. So what we have to do? We have to make a choice. Choice of what? Choice of allocating money. Allocating means how will I use the money, where will I spend the money. That is only meant by the term allocating. And what is money? The most important thing over here. If you don't have this, you cannot fulfill any of the want. So this is known as resource. From the name you can, if you break the name, it looks like resource. That means it is the source of your satisfaction. If you can fulfill these 3 wants, you will be satisfied. And in order to satisfy yourself, what is the main thing that you need? You need money. So it is a source that forms a resource for your satisfaction. So money is the resource over here. Why it is a resource? What are the things whom we can call resource? Anything that helps to give you ultimate utility. So money is a resource that helps you to get ultimate utility or satisfy your want. So this is the resource. But what was given? Money constraint, budget constraint means resource constraint. Resource is limited. So with this limited resource, you cannot do the entire 3 things. So you have to make a choice for yourself. Choice of how will you allocate the money. Now, what happened if there was unlimited resource? Unlimited resource means, suppose you have enough of money. So money is unlimited. Then there will be no problem of choice, because you know all the alternatives which money can give you is possible because you have enough resource capacity. So when the resource is unlimited, when money is unlimited, there is no problem of choice. And when there is no problem of choice, you don't have to think so much. You can satisfy all the wants. And money can be used for all the alternative wants where you wish to. So all the alternatives can be acquired. So you don't need to rank your want, that which you want, which is your priority. So rank is also, prioritizing your want is also not needed. That means it is a no problem situation. So when you have enough money, you have unlimited resource, there is no problem of choice. You don't need to choose, because whatever you wish for, whatever is your wants, there will be no need to prioritize want, no need to make a choice which you want and which you can defer for a later date. All the alternatives where money can be used, see, for buying a book you need money, for visiting restaurant, for visiting a movie, everything requires the use of money. So money has got alternative uses, the resource has got alternative uses, and every alternatives can be fulfilled if the resource is unlimited. So it is indicating a no problem situation. Now you can understand economics better, because in our society this is never the case. It is an ideal case. Ideal case means something which is without problem. But in everywhere you will see that we sometimes face that there is resource constraint. Resource constraint means anything that is used for giving you utility that is limited. And since that is limited, on the other side you have unlimited wants. Our wants never die, it keeps on multiplying. Suppose you give a baby a bicycle, will he never demand any other vehicle in his life? When he grows up, he demands the most trendy bicycle. After that, he demands a motor vehicle. After that, he needs a four-wheeler. So what you can see that with age your criteria change, your want pattern changes, but your wants never die. So wants are unlimited or multiplicative in nature. You can fulfill all the wants if you have unlimited resource. But the problem arises because there is limitation of resource. You cannot satisfy your unlimited want. You have to make a choice, and only there in order to satisfy that wants which is prior to you, you have to allocate your money, use your money over there. So now check if you have understood the definition of economics or not. Economics deals with this thing only, this scenario. That means it is the study of choice. Every time you have to make a choice. Dealing with optimum allocation of resources. Optimum means best use of resources. Optimum allocation means best use of resources. You have limited resource and you have to make a choice how best you can use the resource. And what is given to you? Why you have to make a choice? Because there is scarcity of resource, there is constraint of resource, and the resource can be used for several purposes. So it can be put to alternative uses. So we have to understand what is economics. It is the study of making choice. How will you use the resources in order to satisfy yourself or the needs of the society, given the resources are limited, there is scarcity of resource, and with the resource it can many type of wants or many types of uses can be done. It has got multiple uses, like money can be used for all these purposes. So it has got alternative uses. You know, scarcity of resource, money is limited. Allocation of resource, you have to think how best, which are the things where you want the money to be used. So you are doing best possible allocation of resource. And for doing this, you are prioritizing something or the other. So you are not going for all the three of them, you are making a choice. So economics definition is this. Now for your better understanding, I am giving you another example. Suppose land. Land is also known as a resource. Why it is known as a resource? Because land also helps us to get some kind of utility. For example, a particular land, it can be used for production of crops, for growing crops. Now this land can again be used, instead of growing crops, you can build a school over there, or you can make a hospital with it, or you can use the land for a residential purpose. So now land, why it is known as resource? Because land can be used for multiple things which gives you utility. Now if it is used for growing crops, it benefits the farmer, they get income, so it satisfies the farmer's need for money, it satisfies our need for food. Suppose that land is used for making a school, so people are getting admission over there and they are getting education, so that is also a sense of satisfaction. Those who are making the school or the owner of the school, they are earning profit, making profit from that piece of land. Similarly, hospital can give you treatment, so hospital owner is getting profit out of making the hospital in the land. Residential purpose, when we, like flats and buildings are made, we use to stay over there, and the owners or the investors, they get money in return. So land is also a resource, and it can also be put to several uses. So land is a resource. Why it is known as resource? Because it helps you to get some sort of utilization or utility, and it also has several uses. But if you see, it is limited in nature. Land is a gift of God, it's a gift of nature. We cannot reproduce land or create land or reproduce the land, increase the land supply. We cannot do that. So land is fixed in nature, it is provided. So in that piece of land, I can, suppose I am taking out of that piece, I am taking only this much of land, a portion of land. Now this land can be put to alternative uses, means we can do anything on the piece of land. But if we use the land for growing crops, we cannot use it for making a school. If we make a school over there, we cannot make a hospital. And if it is used for residential purpose, we cannot use the land for all the above three things. So what you can see, the land, particular piece of land can be put to several uses. But when you put it for using for a certain purpose, you have to forego or forget about all other purpose in which you can use the piece of land. So land has got alternative uses, but you have to make a choice. How will you use the land? And why you are making the choice? Because the supply of land I am taking over here, it is limited. So can you understand why we call land a resource? A land is known as a resource because it can be put to all these several uses or alternative uses that helps to maximize utility. But when we are using the land for a certain purpose, we have to forego other. That means we have to make a choice in what way we want to use the land. And why this happens? Because its supply is limited. Suppose I only own this much piece of land. So this much piece of land, I want to use it for any of the purpose. So I have to make a choice. But suppose I have 3 to 4, 5 plots of land. So that means for me, the supply is unlimited. Now when the land is unlimited with me, then I can, in one land I am using it for growing crops, in the other land I can build up a school, Here I can make a hospital. Here I can make the residential unit. So when the supply of the resource is unlimited, I can use for all the alternatives which I feel like. So there is no problem of choice. But in reality, it doesn't happen, because you have to be top investor to have so many plots of land. So if I own a land, suppose I might have one or more than 2 plots of land, and I face the problem, decision making problem, choice making problem, that in what way I have to use it. So what is my problem? I have a resource. Resource is not unlimited, it is limited or it is scarce. So I have to make a choice where I want to use that piece of land. And while making a choice, I want to see that my land is used for the best purpose. Suppose if making a hospital gives me more profit, I will be using the land for hospital. If growing crops gives more profit, I will be using it for growing crops. So I will use the land out of all the alternatives in the best possible purpose that will help me in earning more profit. And why I am making the choice? Because the resource was limited in supply. So I hope this definition will be clear to you. So economics is doing what? It is the study of how should I go for choices. It deals with the problem of choice, decision making. When you need to decide, when the resource is limited in supply, there is scarcity of resource, and it can be put to several uses. So you have to make a choice which is the best possible use where you can implement the or allocate the resource. If there is unlimited resource, there will be no problem. You have unlimited resource and it can be used for unlimited purposes. So you will use all the piece of land for all the respective areas. So there is no problem of decision making. And economics, that's why, is the solution. It gives the solution, or it deals with decision making problem.